Okay, so you know that feeling when it just hits you? Like the weight of the bills piling up, maybe that nagging thought that your last meal was, let's just say, convenient. And then there's the to-do list, just sort of mocking you, somehow growing even when you're asleep. It really feels like modern life is almost designed to leave you feeling, I don't know, stretched, a bit frayed.
Utterly zapped.
Totally zapped. Does any of that sound familiar?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's a really common landscape for so many people right now. You've got these constant demands just pulling you in, well, countless directions.
Right.
And often the very things that, sustain us, our money situation, our health, even just our inner peace, they kind of get pushed to the side, don't they?
Yeah, they become an afterthought. So in this deep dive, we're not just going to complain about the chaos, though maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little.
But we really want to unpack a surprisingly simple way, potentially really powerful, to actually reclaim some ground, find a bit more balance. We're really zeroing in on how financial well-being, physical health, and mental clarity are all connected.
Exactly. And the core idea we're exploring is, well, how you can integrate these three really vital areas, maybe through just a single intentional daily ritual.
A keystone habit.
Finding that keystone habit, that can have this ripple effect across your life.
Okay, so our mission here is to really understand how deliberately weaving in maybe just a moment of financial awareness, a quick spark for your physical self, and a brief check-in for your mind and emotions. How doing that each day could pave the way for a more balanced and maybe ultimately a more satisfying life.
Sounds like a good mission.
Okay, so let's dig into that feeling first, this modern life overwhelm.
Yeah.
What are the main things driving that, do you think?
Well, just think about the sheer volume of financial decisions we make every single day. It's everything from the big stuff, investments, down to the tiny things like, what am I grabbing for lunch?
Right, it's constant.
It is. And then you add in the, constant availability of food that's maybe not the best for us.
Temptation everywhere.
Exactly. And the time pressure makes grabbing that convenient thing just so appealing. And of course, there's that background hum of digital life, always buzzing, keeping our minds going, often stopping us from really focusing or reflecting.
Yeah.
So self-care, which really should be fundamental, right? It starts feeling like a luxury, something you just don't have the time or the energy for.
It's like we're constantly making these trade-offs, isn't it? Like you might skimp on sleep to hit a deadline.
Right.
Which obviously hits your health.
Yeah.
Or maybe just the idea of sitting down to budget feels so overwhelming that you just avoid it.
Yeah, you just hope for the best while the bills keep coming. It's that feeling of being reactive, constantly putting out fires. And that's exactly what this idea of a holistic daily ritual is trying to counteract. It's about shifting things, getting more proactive.
Right.
Intentionally nurturing these key areas before the day just completely takes over.
Right, setting the tone instead of just reacting.
Right.
So let's get to it then. You mentioned this 3-step daily ritual as the key. The secret, maybe?
Yeah.
What does that actually look like?
Well, at its core, it's really about being deliberate. It's a concise 3-part practice. The idea is to bring focus attention, just for a moment, to your money, kickstart your body, and nurture your mind and emotions each day.
Okay, let's bring that down. Component 1, financial focus. What does that mean in practice? Are we talking spreadsheets at dawn?
No, definitely not getting bogged down first thing. Think of it more like a quick pulse check, your financial landscape.
Right.
It could be as simple as, say, opening your banking app for 30 seconds, just see if anything unexpected happened overnight. Or maybe just taking a moment to mentally review one specific financial goal you're aiming for this month. Just bring it top of mind.
So like a quick financial weather report for the day. That sounds way less scary than a full budget review at 6 a.m.
Exactly. Much less intimidating. The whole point is just to inject a moment of conscious awareness around your finances right at the start. Research in behavioral economics suggests even that brief moment of setting an intention can lead to more mindful spending later.
Interesting.
It's like gently guiding your subconscious about money.
Setting a financial intention. I like that framing. Okay, step 2 then. Health kickstart. What's involved there? Is this where the pre-dawn marathon comes in?
Not at all, unless you want it to be. Think of this more as a gentle nudge, just waking up your body, boosting your energy a little.
Okay.
It could be, 5 deep stretches while you're still standing by your bed, or maybe a 2-minute burst of jumping jacks if that's your thing.
Right.
Or even just taking an extra 60 seconds to prep a slightly more nutritious breakfast than, say, grabbing a pastry on the way out.
So the key isn't really about intense exercise, but more activating the body, making one small conscious choice for your physical health.
Precisely. Studies show that even really short bursts of activity in the morning can release endorphins. You get that immediate mood lift, feel a bit more alert.
Okay.
It's about starting the day with a physical win. Doesn't matter how small it is.
A mini physical victory. I like that. Okay, and the third part, self-care check-in. This feels like the one that always disappears first when things get busy.
It so often does. And again, this is about a brief pause. Connecting with your inner state.
So what would that look like?
Could be spending just 1 minute focusing on your breath. Maybe using a simple meditation app for a guided minute of calm.
Okay.
Or maybe jotting down one thing you're grateful for in a notebook.
Yeah.
Or even just setting an intention for how you want to feel during the day. Patient, focused, whatever it is.
These all sound, again, incredibly manageable, like really short time commitments. So if someone did, say, a minute of each, the whole ritual could be done in
as little as 3 minutes. Seriously. And that's the beauty of it, right? It's not about adding another huge thing to your already packed morning. It's about strategically slotting in these small moments of focused attention, and they can have this disproportionately large impact on how you feel overall. Starting your day with that sense of clarity, maybe a little discipline, and that balanced intention, it can really ripple positively through the whole rest of the day.
It almost sounds, I don't know, too simple to be really effective.
Yeah.
But the idea of feeling more centered right from the get-go is definitely appealing. Is there actual science to back this up, that such a brief thing can work?
Oh, absolutely. There's actually a wealth of research supporting each piece individually.
Okay.
So, for instance, you look at mindfulness. Studies using fMRI scans, they've shown even short practices can change brain activity. Less stress, better focus.
Wow. Okay.
And practicing gratitude, that's been linked pretty consistently to feeling more optimistic, more resilient.
That's compelling stuff. What about the money piece? Can just glancing at your account really make a difference?
Well, the research in behavioral economics talks about the power of salience, basically making something noticeable.
Okay.
When you bring your financial situation to the front of your mind, even briefly, you're just more likely to make spending choices later that actually line up with your goals.
Right.
It makes the abstract idea of money feel a bit more tangible, more immediate. Think of it like a pilot doing a quick instrument check before takeoff.
Yeah. Okay. Brief but crucial.
Exactly. That little act of awareness.
And the quick bit of morning movement.
Well, exercise, even short bursts, triggers neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, the stuff that regulates mood and energy.
Right. The feel-good chemicals.
Precisely. And studies show morning exercise can lead to better cognitive function during the day, even better sleep later. It creates this kind of virtuous cycle.
Okay, so each part individually has got some solid grounding. But the real magic, I think you were saying, is how they interact, that positive feedback loop.
That's exactly it. That's where it gets really interesting. When you start your day feeling a little more in control of your finances, maybe less anxious about money, that can lower your overall stress, which naturally benefits your mental and physical health.
Okay, I see.
Then, feeling physically energized from the health kickstart and mentally clearer from the self-care bit, well, that can make you feel more capable, more motivated to actually tackle your finances effectively.
So they boost each other.
It's a synergistic effect, yeah. The whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts.
So it's not just ticking 3 boxes separately. It's about creating this sort of upward spiral of well-being where improving one area helps lift the others.
You've got it. That interconnectedness is what makes this integrated approach potentially so powerful for finding, long-term balance and fulfillment. It's really about recognizing that your money, your body, your mind, they aren't separate silos. They're deeply intertwined.
Okay, I'm definitely seeing the potential. This is really clicking. Now let's get super practical. Brass tacks time. Someone's listening thinking, okay, sounds good, but how do I actually make this happen in my morning? Which is already, let's face it, probably pretty packed.
Yeah, totally fair question.
What are some concrete steps? How do you build this habit?
The absolute key is to make it easy, like ridiculously easy to start, lower that barrier to entry as much as possible.
Okay.
So a few strategies. First, Prime your environment. Think ahead.
How so?
What do you need for each step? Make it visible, make it accessible, maybe keep your budget notebook or, a shortcut to your banking app right there on the nightstand.
Uh-huh.
Lay out your workout clothes or have your yoga mat rolled out where you'll see it.
Okay.
Keep your journal and pen handy, or maybe put your meditation app icon right on your phone's home screen.
Ah, okay. Visual cues.
Exactly. A gentle reminder as soon as you wake up. Basically setting your future self up for success the night before.
Makes perfect sense.
Ah.
Okay, what's another tip for getting started?
Start ridiculously small. We mentioned the 3 minutes, but maybe even start smaller.
Really?
Yeah, commit to just 1 minute for each part, or even 30 seconds. The goal right at the beginning isn't mastery, it's just consistency, showing up.
Right, just doing something.
Exactly. The quality of your focus during that super short time is actually more important than the duration when you're first building the habit.
1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That feels almost effortless. It really takes away that I don't have time excuse, doesn't it?
It really does. And the next crucial step, track your progress.
Okay, how?
Use a simple habit tracking app, loads of free ones out there, or honestly, just put a check mark on a calendar on the wall.
Old school works too.
Totally. Seeing that streak build up visually can be incredibly motivating. And importantly, acknowledge your successes. Even just doing it for 3 days straight. Celebrate those small wins. It builds momentum, reinforces the good feeling.
Yeah, I could see how that visual, that little check mark, gives you a sense of accomplishment, helps you stick with it even on days you don't really feel like it.
Definitely. And the final piece of this habit building puzzle,
What's that?
be flexible, adapt. After maybe a week or 2 weeks, just take a moment, reflect. How is it actually fitting into your life? Are you noticing any benefits yet? Are there bits that feel like a real struggle? Don't be afraid to tweak it.
So change things up.
Yeah. Maybe you find a 5-minute walk outside feels way better than jumping jacks indoors. Or you discover a new budgeting app that clicks for you. The ritual is a tool for you.
Right.
Feel free to adjust it as you learn more about what works as you evolve.
So it's not this rigid, prescription you have to follow perfectly. It's more of a flexible framework you can customize.
Exactly right. The core principles, the intentionality around finance, health, self-care, they stay the same. But the specific things you do can and probably should be personalized.
This all feels incredibly practical and, frankly, much less daunting than thinking you have to make these huge overnight life changes. It really comes down to these small, consistent acts of intention that just add up over time.
That really is the core message. Small, deliberate habits, practiced consistently. That's the key. That's what can unlock really significant, lasting improvements, both in your bank account and just your overall quality of life.
So for everyone listening right now, let me just take a second to consider, could you carve out just, say, 3 to 5 minutes each morning to dedicate that focused attention to your financial health, your physical well-being, your mental clarity? The potential upside seems pretty substantial for what feels like a really minimal investment of time.
It really does come down to prioritizing, doesn't it? Prioritizing those fundamental bits of our lives that, underpin our sense of security and happiness.
Yeah.
And just recognizing that even the smallest consistent efforts, they really can lead to profound transformative results down the line.
And maybe on that note, here's a final thought just to carry with you, something to mull over. How might that simple act, just integrating even a few focused minutes for money, body, and mind each morning, how might that not only reshape how your day feels, but maybe fundamentally alter your long-term path towards greater well-being, a deeper sense of fulfillment? Definitely something worth considering.